everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I ask you to do it every single day, and I'm going to continue to. Why? Because we are building a tribe. We are building a community over here. And let me tell you, this community right here, this one right here is the best on these internet streets. You don't believe me? Go in the comments. You're going to meet the best of people. They're smart, they're funny, they're welcoming, and I tell you so much more. And if you want to be a part of our community, you know what you need to do. Go down here in these settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too, so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. We go back and forth. We do. Sometimes he wins, sometimes I win. I don't know. It is tough. Also, I just want to thank all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. I know it's not easy. Sometimes they play those same commercials over and over and over again. I know that skip button be looking good, but you choose not to skip. You choose to watch and support the channel. And I just want you to know that you are appreciated. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, right about here, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, our super thanks button is right over there. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some shout outs. We do. And the first on the list is Church Nelly. Church Nelly is the OG of OGs, let me tell you. And when I talk about Church Nelly, I turn into a fangirl. I do. I love Church Nelly. She's so funny and she just loves life. And I love her being a part of this community, my tribe. I am thrilled. And I must say, she is always coming through with the support. She has been supporting me for so long. She has been supporting this channel. She is a ride or die. And like I said, she is an OG. I'm telling you. And I am just so thrilled to have her as a part of this tribe, as I said. So thank you, Church Nelly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you, because you bring so much joy. And thank you for the super thanks. Also, I want to shout out Deborah Copeland. Deborah Copeland is a ride or die, someone who is unwavering in their support of this channel. She's always coming through with the support. And I am so appreciative and so lucky to have her as a part of my community and someone who really believes in my channel, because she is constantly supporting this channel. And I am so appreciative. So thank you, Deborah. Thank you for the super thanks. Also, Jimmy Me Way, thank you for the super thanks. And thank you for becoming a ride or die. You have been coming through, and I am so appreciative. And I see you in the comments. Sometimes me and you go back and forth. I'll tell you what, you are so wise, and I am so lucky to have you as a part of my community. So thank you. Thank you for the super thanks. And just thank you for being here and being you. Also, I want to shout out Ella Gully. Ella, thank you for the super thanks. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for seeing something in the channel that you want to support. And just thank you for being you and being here and being a part of my tribe. I am thrilled and so happy. So thank you for the super thanks. All right, y'all. With all that said, y'all know what we do. I have a lot, but basically my podcast is going to be on the big story of the day. I'm not going to veer too much from that, because Y'all know it's a big story today. It is, and we're going to talk about it. And y'all know when I am putting the read together, y'all know what I do. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly what I have done today. I've been on these internet streets because they have been on fire. Why? Because we got the redacted versions of some papers from Prince Harry's immigration documents. And let me tell you, it is really a nothing burger. I discussed this in my last podcast. I told y'all it was coming up, and I told you and predicted that it was a nothing burger. Because when you really listen to what the judge was saying, he was saying that he wanted to release everything that he could, that as long as it didn't infringe on Prince Harry's right to privacy. And so I was saying then, I don't know what that is, except it would be his name, because even if they did his telephone number, his home address, or whatever, that would be infringing on his privacy. So pretty much it would be nothing. And y'all know what? That's exactly what we got today. At least that's what that Nile Gardiner got. You know, he has been harassing Harry since 2023, trying to get some kind of information. And I really feel at working in cahoots with that family and all those rags over there. But at the end of the day, he has been coming up empty, and he did the very same thing today. And I'm telling you, the squatties are over. The squatties are on all these platforms because, like I said, I have been on all of them. I have been on Blue Sky, I've been on TikTok, I've been on Instagram, and Megan posted something new on Instagram. We're gonna put it up at the end. But also, I was on X, formerly known as Twitter, over there to the sewer, and everybody's talking about Harry and Nile Gardiner's pursuit of Harry, his harassment. And at this point, it is nothing but abuse. It is transition from a harassment to mental abuse, I really feel. And he keeps coming up empty, and he came up empty today. And just like I predicted, it was a nothing burger. It was. It was an absolute nothing burger. And he has been on these internet streets just absolutely losing his mind to the point where he has let a cat out of the bag. And we're going to talk about that. So the podcast, it's a whole lot of other stuff that I could cover, but it's hard for me to squeeze it into an hour. So probably tomorrow I'm going to do a pop-up with all the stuff that I wasn't able to include in this particular podcast, because this one is just going to be pretty much about Harry's case, well, his immigration, well, this immigration nonsense. That's what I'm gonna call it, immigration nonsense, because it's not really Harry's case, but Harry never went to court, and he wasn't in court defending anything. It was the Department of Homeland Security versus the Heritage Foundation, because that's what happened. The Heritage Foundation sued the Department of Homeland Security, saying that they felt that Harry got an unfair advantage when obtaining his visa. And also with that nonsense talking about he used drugs, did he answer yes or no? And we all know that that does not exist on the visa application. But of course, you know, the news media is always talking about trying to drag Harry into it. But at the end of the day, Harry wins. He wins. When the Department of Homeland Security won, he won as well. And it's so funny. Those those documents that they released, oh my God, it's so funny. Let's get into it, because I'm telling you, I hit the floor. I did. I was laughing so hard. I rolled out of the chair and hit the floor, because they really thought something was going to come down. They were up there teasing it already. I'm like, Harry, I feel sorry for all these derangers and these toadies and these flying monkeys, because I think they really start really believing their taint after a while. They start smelling each other's taint, and they really think all these lies that they're telling is somehow the truth or something. The delusion is real because they act like this was going to end Harry. He was going to be separated from his children and made to return to the United Kingdom. And my whole thing is this: why are you hoping for that? You have to be a depraved, evil individual to wish an end to a marriage and a family, to separate children from their fathers. But they were wishing for that. They really, really was. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, we're going to put this up. And here is a picture of the documents that was released today. I mean, nothing but redacted lines all over a piece of paper. That's it. I didn't even see Harry's name on it. I heard them refer to Harry. I saw one part where they referred to Harry as the Duke, not his name, but the Duke. I'm just saying. But this particular squatty posted this and also posted the link where you can go in and look at these papers with all these lines on them yourself. I love it. And it says, here are the papers that the Rangers said would get Harry deported to Toxic Isle. Let me sit down and have a good laugh. I'm telling you, squatties are rolling. They are rolling up and down these internet streets in fits of laughter. I'm telling you, cackling, throwing their head back and just absolutely just roasted the derangers, just coming down hard, just saying nah 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 boo boo. Just acting as petty as possible. They are relishing in this victory. And like I said, it is a victory for Harry, even though he did not have any direct um involvement in it. It is a victory for Harry because he did not have any direct involvement in it. Like I said, it was the Heritage Foundation versus the Department of Homeland Security. But at the end of the day, it was about him. And this is what they got. I'm telling you, the Department of Homeland Security was serving up dust. Dust was on the menu for the Heritage Foundation today, and I love it. I do. And I'm gonna put this up, and this particular squatting brings up an important subject, an important question. It says, how many British artists living in America has Nile and his far right friends demanded to see visa records? Yes. How many? Because we all know that those Osbourne, especially Ozzy Osbourne, most of the time he don't even know he's on planet Earth because he is so wrecked in his head from drugs. And then those two children of theirs been in and out of rehab so often they pass each other coming and going. And the staff knows them by their first name. They've been there so many times. But yet and still, Nile Gardiner has no interest that they maintain their American visa. I mean, if you want things to be fair, look around and find exactly who is taking advantage of fairness. And I'm going to say this. And what has Harry done? He has been nothing but a upstanding, stellar citizen since he came over here. He is raising a family. He is a business owner. He's employing people. So I don't understand what the issue is. But we all know it's an issue. And the issue is that family over there, they could not separate Harry and Meghan and break up their family through lies and manipulation. Now they wanted to try to use the federal government of the United States to do their dirty work. But at the end of the day, even the U.S. Department of Homeland Security said, no, that dog will not hunt. And so they are staying put. Harry is staying put with his children and his wife and here in America. And so now Gardner is out in these streets looking real, real stupid today. And he's in his fields because he's been posting, and we're going to talk about that. But yes, he been posting and being out here in his fields, calling people morons. Because of course, the squatters, they gonna go in and tag him in every post until we get a response. And we have gotten a response, and we have gotten a really surprising response. Like I said, we'll talk about that a little later. But I digress, and it goes on. It says the Osborns to make their information public. For example, or does one needs to marry a black person for them to take an interest in their immigration status? Where is the lie? Where is the lie? But it's the fact that Harry is thriving outside of that institution, that he is no longer under control of that institution. Neither is his shine, neither is all of his accolades. And so that's the problem right there. And then he had the audacity to marry a woman like his mother with equal amount of shine. And they just cannot handle it. And I'll tell you another thing. Another reason why they have done nothing but harass Harry. He absolutely cannot take his brother being more successful, just having the life that he does not have. Now he want to be king, but he wants the freedom. He wants the life that Harry has. And I believe he wants the wife Harry has. I absolutely do, because we all know the one he got is barely, barely can put together a couple of sentences. I mean, without mumbling, and you understand what she's talking about. She is not a rocket scientist. Let's say leave it at that. And so he never thought that he would want someone like Meghan until Harry got her. And so I believe that right there is the rub too, that Harry got the better of the wives. And that's the reason why he put his finger in Meghan's face, trying to make sure that she does not show off her excellence too much. Be less than who you are. Ever since Harry and Meghan have been together, they have been telling Meghan to be less than. And finally, she is in her joy phase, and she can be as big as she wants to. But it's still these internet trolls, all of these flying monkeys, all of these ugly old hags, especially, and the toadies and the minions continue to want her to be less than who she is. Like Meghan McCain saying, enough, enough, because we all know what that meant. That meant you are too much for me. You are more than I am. I'm just saying. I went off on a tangent, y'all. But y'all know I tend to do that. But yes, why is now not looking into other British citizens' immigration status? I'm telling you, it's plenty of them over here, and he has absolute no interest in it, only just harassing Harry and his family. But I tell you what, the judge told him today he needs to take a seat. He needs to take several seats, because at the end of the day, he is getting his plate of dust. He will not be seeing anything concerning the Duke of Sussex. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And the squatters are posting these pictures of these redacted papers. I mean, it's nothing on there. Everything is absolutely redacted out. It is so funny. And I'm going to put it up. It said British media in particular misreported the nonsense about Prince Harry's visa. The Trump appointed judge was clear when he said the release was not in the public interest. Where is the lie? Where is it? And it never was. And when they brought this to court, the Heritage Foundation brought it to court, It was under a flimsy, just a flimsy disguise of saying that they somehow had standing within this case. They have no standing. Why is this? Is it? Why would Prince Harry's immigration information be to the benefit of the American people? They never could prove that. They never could convince the judge of that. That seeing Harry's immigration application and documents would be in the interest of the American people. They never could absolutely complete that circle. They just could not come up with any legitimate reason why this would benefit the American people in some way. And that is why they got dust today. But we got to say they just keep going on and on and on. But I love it. I do. And it goes on to say the British media in particular misreported the nonsense about Prince Harry's visa. The Trump appointed judge was clear when he said that the release was not in the public interest. Excuse me while I laugh at these fools who continue to undermine their profession. Where's the lie? Because in every paper, those rags over there, they were saying the same thing, saying that they were going to release his immigration application, his immigration documents. And they knew that that was a lie. They was not going to release any of that. They never said they were going to release any of that. The judge said he wanted to release as much as possible as long as it didn't infringe on Harry's right to privacy. And I said at the time, I don't know what you can release. You know, what can you release that wouldn't infringe on someone's rights for privacy? And that's exactly why the judge served up dust today, because it's not very much that you can. You can release to the public that wouldn't infringe on someone's privacy. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty was saying that the ex parte hearing for Prince Harry's visa lawsuit, and then they put, where you can go in there and see it yourself, and there are those documents. I mean, it showed. Can you imagine when Nile Gardiner got a load of what he had thought he had been rewarded? He really thought that he had made it to the mountaintop. And when he got up there, he just got some papers that was all redacted out. I mean, nothing, no kind of information was in the papers. And I love it. I do. It's good. This is good stuff, I'm saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And it says, now Gardner, you piece of, you know what? You're obsessed with Harry's visa is a joke. Leave this man alone to live his life with his family. They literally was trying to separate Harry from his family. This is what these people was trying to do. And this particular squatter went on to say, you tried your hardest to separate a family because of your unhinged fixation on a man that you don't even know. Don't you feel like an idiot now? Harry would never come back to the UK. Harry has never made any qualms about the fact that he was never going to come back as a full-time royal or as a part of that family. And who would, after you would have learned all the things that this family has been up to ever since you brought your future wife to meet them? They have been up to it. William has shown his fair arse ever since he found out that Harry was dating Meghan Markle. He has shown his fair arse. And we could go into a whole lot of stuff, but this is just nothing but harassment. Harassment coming from Kensington Palace, harassment coming from Buckingham Palace, harassment coming from those rags. And today, Harry gets another victory. Harry gets another point on the board, and I'm happy for him because no man should be separated from his children. Harry has small children. Elizabeth is 3 years old, and you want to take her dad away from her. Did you not see that picture of her cuddled up in her dad's lap? And you want to break that up. These people and these derangers, they were rooting for that. You know how demented you have to be, how evil, how low down and dirty you have to be to want something like that for someone else. But these are the people that are so-called William and Kate fans. Yes, they want that for Meghan and Harry. Like Meghan and Harry's done something to them, except simply exist. These people are favorite minds. Like I said, this one day will be studied. This syndrome, this deranged syndrome, one day it will be studied and we will understand it more. But right now, it looks fair, that's flat out stupid. It really does. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatter said this. Apparently, when you turn Harry's court visa documents upside down, it looks like a piano. It does. It does. It does. And it said, I hope that they don't accuse Harry of mocking Kate when she fake plays the piano. It said, believe me, this ain't too far fetched. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? They over there. It is a controversy going on. And like I said, I'm going to do my pop-up about it tomorrow. But yes, these people are so fever-minded. They will find controversy in anything, including Harry's visa documents turned upside down, looking like a piano, and somehow Harry is mocking Kate. That is not far-fetched for those fever-minded trolls over there, those derangers, those ugly old hags. They come up with theories and concepts like that every single day, trying to imagine some kind of slight that Harry and Meghan is doing to that family over there. And in actuality, they are just living their lives. Harry and Meghan is just going about their business, minding their Montecito business. And these people are so obsessed with them, they make up all this nonsense. In their fevered mind, they think Harry and Meghan is crazy as they are. I'm just saying. And it said, believe me, it ain't that far-fetched. And it said, we will still solve the green waffle queen resemblance. Yes, that's what's going on over on X, formerly known as Twitter. Like I said, I don't think I can fit it into this particular podcast, but we will take it up on a pop-up. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said this. Congratulations, Harry. Your unhinged stalkers got his karma today, and we are loving this for him. Yes, this is what Nile Gardiner received. I bet you he was up just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning, absolutely trying to put all them skeletons in his closet. Make sure none fell out while he was gone, and just scurried his little old. To me, he looked like a fat mouse. Yeah, he looked like a little rat. And he scurried his little rat butt right on over there to the courthouse, and so he could be there to be handed all of this paper with the black ink on it. I'm telling you, I bet you they had to go out and get some more ink because it was nothing but black lines on all those papers. Oh, I bet the disappointment, the hurt. Oh, I love it. I love that for him. I do. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And it said, are you telling me that Prince Harry's visa files that the British press and the royalists said was going to be released is just a heavy redacted document telling them to F off? Yeah. Pretty much, yes, that's exactly what it said. It said the more they insist on harassing Harry, the more they highlight William's incompetence and dullness as an heir. Where is the lie? Yes, I don't understand this whole concept of making someone else less so you seem more. Why not you become more and you don't have to worry about them if they're less or not? It is crazy to me. But yes, that's exactly what's happening. But Harry keeps on leveling up and his shine keeps on getting brighter. And William keeps on failing and acting really erratic. Did y'all see? I put up some pictures in one of my last podcasts, but several podcasts is back of him at the football game. And he was acting like a lunatic. I said the queen would never, because in contrast, he does look incompetent and dull as the heir. Harry the Spare looks so much better, and they seem like they love him so much. I think they would be less hurt if William had left instead of Harry. I have never saw the fifth or sixth in line leaving, for a life of their own. And I'm telling you, it seems like they lost their collective minds because of it. And that's when the bullying, the harassment, and the abuse come in. And they absolutely enlisted this little weasel, Nile Gardiner, to do this. Ridiculous. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And it says, Val Nile Gardiner with Harry's visa application. It's in the British public's interest. Happy reading, everyone. This is it. Look at him. I bet you he was so hurt. With that oversized head of his. I'm telling you. And that chin that's no longer a chin. It is his neck. Yes, I love it for him. I do. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this is a repost. And the original post, as you can see, it says notice of filing exhibits. And they are telling you what that the Homeland Security was going to present to the Heritage Foundation with redactions. And this particular person said this. It says, and here is the Department of Homeland Security's filing. As I explained yesterday, just some decorations, a ex parte order, and a hearing transcripts, all heavily redacted, no visa file or immigration records. It never was going to be what they were saying it was going to be. They were over there lying through their teeth. All of the toadies, all of the flying monkeys, all the ugly old hags, they pumped them up. Well, the flying monkeys pumped the ugly old hags, the toadies, and the minions, and the derangers. I'm telling you, I don't see how these derangers continue to go on and listen to these flying monkeys over here, because they do nothing but lie, and all those professional grifters as well, because we know we got plenty of them over here on this particular app that do nothing but pull lie after lie after lie out of their butts and just hype up all the hate in these old fevered-minded, ugly old hags that come and support their channel. And every single time, like Harry said, they build them up, build them up, build them up, build them up, and none of it never happened. That's why he feels sorry for them. But it's the flying monkeys. They were out in force yesterday before these documents was released, just spreading lie after lie after lie. I even saw something on the CBS website, saying it's spewing some of these same lies. It was a lie. Like this particular person said, it never was going to be his visa file. It never was going to be his immigration records. It was never that. It was never up for negotiation because it would infringe on his right to privacy. But one thing about the flying monkeys, they don't let truth get in the way of what they want to get out of it. And that is clicks and eyeballs. That's all it was about. And that's what the Daily Fail, the Express, all the rags over there lying, even bleeding over to CBS online, saying this was about Prince Harry's immigration documents, when in actuality, it never was about that. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty reposted this gentleman's post and said this: no visa file or immigration records. Nile Gardiner is throwing a tantrum. Sucks for him. Yeah, it does, because he been on these internet streets clowning. And he done got caught up too. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up, and this is from the fail, and it said, well, this squatty posted this from the fail, and this is what the fail said. Claims that Prince Harry received special treatment when he immigrated to the United States are false, the Trump administration said Tuesday. A lawyer from the Department of Homeland Security said that Harry's application followed all the applicable rules and regulations. Exactly. Megan's niece is an immigration lawyer. I would not expect anything any different. And I don't understand why anybody else would think anything or expect anything any different. And they said that he got no special treatment. Why would he when he immigrated under Donald Trump? He did not. And they would lie about that, saying Joe Biden is protecting Harry. In actuality, he immigrated under Donald Trump. And they said he got no special treatment. I guess they can just close that book, can't they? Because Donald Trump's Department of Homeland Security said this today. Said it today. And this particular squatty reposted this and said this: claims that Prince Harry received special treatment when he immigrated to the United States are false, and the Trump administration said Tuesday. A lawyer from the Department of Homeland Security said that Harry's application followed all applicable rules and regulations. There you go. Clear as a bell. No confusion. I mean, how can you twist that? And you know it is some folks screaming out of the window over there on Fleet Street. It is some people rolling around over there on ITV and over there. Oh, GB News and Talk TV. Well, they here with us. I'm just saying. They're here on the tube with us. But yes, what do you say about that? And they have hyped it up. They have just stoked the hate and just pretend like Harry somehow got special treatment because he was a royal. And in actuality, none of that was true. He got no special treatment. He went through the process like everybody else. Now get somewhere and sit down. Yes, that's what my grandmother used to say when we were just doing too much. Find a seat and sit down, because you're doing too much. Because at the end of the day, it's been proven that you're nothing but a liar. A liar. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And while all of this was going down, look at Harry. Harry out and about, just enjoying his Montecito life, the sun, the surf. I mean, just enjoying his life and his family. Harry said, this is home now. This is home now. And so this particular squatty said this: Harry Sussex pictured out and about, unbothered. Yes, Harry is out and about and so unbothered with this nonsense, because he already knew that he had crossed all his T's and dotted all his I's. He had nothing to worry about, because all the things that were being said about him, as usual, is nothing but a pack of lies. I'm just saying. And also, I'm going to read this. This was the only thing that wasn't redacted, really, in these papers. And I find it so interesting, some of it. And the squatties are really saying that this judge is trying to tell us something. He's trying to tell us something. And I'm going to read it and I'm going to put it up. And it says, parties who do not have permission from the beneficiary to receive this information, to release such information would potentially expose the individual to harm from members of the public who might have a reason to manipulate or harass an individual depending on their status in the United States. Where is the lie? Even the court documents is telling the truth. It's coming with the knowledge. Yes. Exactly. Can I read that again? I'm going to read that again because it just is like music to my ears, because this particular judge, he got it right, because this what it was all about in the first place. It was all about trying to find what Harry's status was, his immigration status was, to harass him. Let's read it again. It said parties who do not have permission from the beneficiary to receive this information, to release such information would potentially expose the individual to harm from members of the public who might have reason to manipulate or harass the individual depending on their status in the United States. And that's exactly what they wanted to do. This was the purpose of this whole lawsuit, was to do this. And the judge knew that. And he put that in there because he saw through the nonsense. He saw through that these people was doing nothing but harassing Harry. And that he knew if he released a lot of this stuff, it could put Harry in jeopardy, his life, his family, and they would harass him. And he absolutely put this in there. And I love it. I love it, y'all, because it's nothing but the truth. I'm going to put this up. And this particular person who is on TikTok made a TikTok about, that segment in the document that said that, because that was pretty much the only legible thing in the document, was the judge saying that this is dangerous stuff. If I allow this out, you could use it to harm him or harass him. And this particular person said this: Judge Nichols must have remembered the same thing as this lady, because reading between the lines of his decision, it was giving, y'all are trying to Princess Diana, Prince Harry, and I'm not having it. Yes, yes, yes. I totally agree. I agree with that statement. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but don't y'all think that's what the judge was trying to say? I see exactly what you're trying to do. I do. And I'm not going to allow that. I see this is what this whole thing is about. I love it, y'all. I do. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this one up. And this happened. Y'all remember I said that Nile Gardiner was out here in these internet streets clowning? And he is, because the squatties are absolutely coming for that no neck he got. Yes, the squatties are tagging him on all of their stuff, and he just could not handle it anymore. And he came out with this. He did. And this is what he posted first. He said, there is zero accountability and transparency in this heavily redacted document released today. My point is this: what you talking about accountability for what? Harry clearly has not committed a crime. Do you think a federal judge would hold Harry up in anything that he considered would be a crime? He has saw all of this information, but yet and still here you are thinking that he is not offering up any accountability for Harry. And I tend to say, for what? Accountability for what? They have made it perfectly clear that Harry did not get any special treatment. He did exactly what he needed to do. And evidently he said exactly what he needed to say, because like I said, no judge, No federal judge is going to hold up anybody in any kind of wrongdoing. But yet and still, he's over here spewing and talking about there is zero accountability and transparency. And then it goes on to say the American people have the right to know whether Prince Harry lied regarding to his extensive illegal drug use on his U.S. immigration application. Well, he already know that that is a lie. The judge said them bringing this case already on the grounds that they brought it on was so flimsy in the beginning, but here he is yelling and kicking and screaming, talking about some kind of accountability. Where is the accountability for you? I'm telling you, somebody needs to sue you. You need to be held accountable. But yes, and talking about Harry's drug use, it's no question about drug use. It's a question about drug conviction. And Harry was using these drugs when he was a hurt, just wounded and damaged and abused young child. He was still a minor, and then you want him to have some kind of accountability for that? He had lost his mother, and his father was using him to just clear the way for his mistress, his horse. So you stop it. These people are crazy and sick in the head, but it gets a little bit deeper. Let me put this up. All right, this particular squatter posted this. It looks like Nile Gardiner has a fake account, another burner account, like Maureen, if you know what I mean, because he was on both of them, and he forgot that he was on his burner one when he answered a squatty back. And this particular squatty posted it and said this: has Nile Gardiner had a Maureen moment? Because my question was straight to Nile Gardiner, but looked like he goes by the name of Pamela P. Kramer, too. And look what he said. And he's talking like he's Nile Gardiner, but he is under his fake name, his fake account, Pamela P. Kramer. And he said, moron, they can look at any of my travel documents and not find any drugs, arrests, or bad behavior. None. And he is doing it under his fake account. He did. He has been outed. We had a Maureen. Now we have a Pamela. I wonder, do he dress up like Pamela? I'm just saying. And here he is. The squatties already got him up here. Pamela is not having a great day, is she? She is just not having a great day. She has been outed. Yes, his Maureen moment has happened. Just like Richard Eden was under this fake account, just absolutely doing all manners. I think, at least that's what I have heard. He was out here trolling people under that account of Maureen. I forgot the last name, but here is Pamela Kramer, y'all. Let me introduce y'all to Pamela Kramer. She's out here just creating all kinds of havoc. And I wonder how many posts that they have posted. This particular Pamela has posted under negative and hateful accounts when it comes to Harry and Meghan. It'll be interesting how all of this shakes out as time goes by, because you know the squatties, they will absolutely go through your dreams and your hopes and all your aspirations. And I am going to be back here to report on it as soon as I find out. Y'all will find out. Y'all know that because I love the mess. I do. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this up. And it seems that Meghan's old high school absolutely posted about her and congratulated her about her recent success. And this particular squatty said this: Immaculate Heart congratulated their alumni, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, on her Netflix series and upcoming podcast. How sweet. Yes, it is so sweet. And then in return, Megan reposted a picture that they posted of her. And then she reposted that and said, Megan, when your dearest friend from middle school, high school sends you something from your alumni alma mater and it brings the biggest smile to your face, go Pandas. Yes. And then they put Immaculate Heart Pandas. And this is the throw up picture that Immaculate Heart originally posted when it was congratulating Megan. So she reposted on her Instagram page. Yes. And then she also put up this one right here. She posted this on as ever. And she's out there barefooted, living her soft life. It is said that Prince Harry took this picture. She's out in the garden living her best life. And let me tell you this, the Rangers are absolutely having a a nervous breakdown. You want to know why? Why they are just absolutely losing their shit. They say that the onions that she has in her hands are just, all of this is fake because it doesn't have any dirt on them. They are reduced to this. I'm telling you, Megan has them in a chokehold, does she not? Because they are reduced to the fact that they are blowing pictures up to see if it's dirt on the onions that are in Megan's hand. I love it. I love it for them because this is who they are. I would never blow a picture up to see what's going on with Kate. I could care less about Kate, but they are even just going in and trying to figure out why the onions do not have any dirt on them. I kid you not. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up. And Gwyneth Paltrow, they did like a segment about Gwyneth Paltrow because she's on the cover of Vanity Fair this month, and they covered her, and they talked about in this segment of what she has said about Megan, because she created Goop, which is a $1 billion company. She has been very successful at this lifestyle type business of hers. So she was talking about Megan. Of course, they're going to ask her about Megan. And this is what Gwyneth said. It says Gwyneth Paltrow is on the cover of Vanity Fair. In an interview, she commented on Megan. I do not know Megan and Harry. I mean, I've met Megan, who seems like a really sweet person, but I don't really know her. Maybe I'll try to get past the security and get a pie. She also hasn't seen the trailer for Markle's Netflix series, With Love Megan, but Paltrow defended the Duchess. When there is a buzz around certain women in culture, I always have a strong instinct to support them. She said she welcomed Megan and any other Goop successors in the lifestyle space with open arms. I was raised to see women as friends, not rivals, said Paltrow. I love it. She's a girl's girl. She's a girl's girl. They weren't expecting that. They wanted her to say something mean, something out the side of her neck, something they could use to, drive clicks and views. But she said, no, not today, Satan. She did exactly like the other woman they tried to use, you remember, about Megan's new podcast about founders. She absolutely would not go in on Megan about her podcast. She supported Megan, and this is what Gwyneth Paltrow is doing as well. And I love this line where it says, she said she welcomes Megan and any other Goop successor in the lifestyle space with open arms. I I was raised to see women as friends, not rivals. Friends, not rivals. I love it, said Paltrow. I think there is always enough for everyone, and it is. Because who is Gwyneth Paltrow's audience may not be Megan's Sussex audience. It's different because I have no interest in anything that Gwyneth Paltrow is doing. I am strictly a Megan Sussex audience person. I'm focusing on what Megan is doing. And the two don't have to be the same. They don't have to be in competition with each other because they're not going for the same audience. I'm just saying. And then some people can like Gwyneth and buy some goop and buy some as ever as well. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's no rules. We spend our dollars the way we spend our dollars. But for me, like I said, for me, I am a as ever type person. I have no interest in goop. But I love what she said. She was raised that women are friends, not rivals. Love it. And I'm going to put this up. This is going to be my last one. And when I saw this, I had to include it in my podcast. But this particular squatter is telling nothing but the truth about those folks over there across the pond. This particular squatter posted this and say, make no mistake, if it was Kate Middleton with a wildly successful Netflix show, royalists would be hanging from the rafters claiming she was the second coming of Christ. Where is the lie? They absolutely would have. I'm telling you, they want her to be everything that Meghan is. I digress. It goes on, it says, it's not what Meghan Markle is doing that they hate. They hate that the wrong one is successful. Ooh, 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 ooh. Tell me that is not some truth coming to you. That is nothing but straight up truth. Let me read it again. Let me read it again. I'm telling you, it make you want to get the Holy Ghost. When somebody comes with the truth so hard and clear, it says, it's not what Meghan Markle is doing that they hate. They hate that the wrong one is successful. Yes, yes, yes. And then they came up under that and said this, thanks to the 1,000-year psych ops on the British people, they refuse to hold the ones in power responsible for their failing. William and Kate, they so mediocre, and it seemed like the British people don't hold them accountable. They keep running those checks. They keep running those checks. And this is what this squatty is saying. Instead, they expect others to damn themselves as so not to make the failings so obvious. I said that earlier. They want you to lessen yourself so they can seem bigger. They don't want to become bigger so you can seem less because of what their efforts had created. They have grown, they have become better. Their light is much brighter now. But they don't want to make their light brighter. They want yours to be dimmer so theirs seem lighter, seem brighter. Yes. Isn't that crazy? I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.